everyone. I am here with Arvind Graham with Ann Hoke and Associates, Keller Williams. And I wanted to take the time to interview Arvind because he's done a number of inspections with us.
Yes, sir.
And he has done a phenomenal job with his clients. And we feel like we have a good working relationship. So Arvind,
Yes,
let
sir.
me get right into this interview. The first thing that I'd like to ask you is, how did you get into real estate?
So it's funny how that happened. I was working, my first job here in the United States is working at JCPenney. My then boss left and started selling real estate.
Yes.
Having worked with me, well, not having worked with me, but because I was working at JCPenney when she was, my manager, she, had seen my work ethic and see how I like dealing with people and I like to help people. She was the one who texted me and said, Arvind, you should sell real estate. So I told her, man, I've always wanted to do it, but just thought it was gonna be too much. Lo and behold, she sat down with me and just showed me how this works. And I was like, I'm gonna do this. And of course, my motivation is really to help people. I used to work at a drug rehab center, Teen Challenge, before I started, before I moved here. And so the greatest reward for me was helping people to move from point A to point B.
Yes.
Real estate is the same thing.
Yeah.
When you're buying a house, selling a house, you're moving from point A all the way to Z sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so you need somebody to be able to walk you through those steps, especially if you're buying a house for the first time.
Absolutely.
And when you have a person to walk with you and guide you, let you know it's going to be okay, provide insight, provide compassion and candor too, then it helps with this person doing because of course real estate is the greatest, most times the biggest transaction that people will do.
Yes.
So it's important to have somebody to walk with you through that process. And it's great to know that you can offer that to clients.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love your story. Tell me something about real estate that you love and experience that just touches your soul.
Yeah, gosh, it's one of the things is especially first-time home buyers. And, when they're totally unfamiliar of most times with the house buying process. And there was one particular client, it took me 2.5 years from meeting him to giving him his keys.
That's amazing.
We tried to buy once and he had some hurdles. He had to go back and work on some stuff. We tried to buy a second time and there was some other hurdles that, somebody else in the transaction had overlooked or whatever, not to put any blame on anybody, but it was just an oversight. And so we had to go back to the drawing board, and he was determined that he was gonna do this. And I just kept encouraging him. We kept, working as a team as to what is it that he needs to do, what is it that we're trying to accomplish. And between that process of starting to handing him his keys, I literally tore up. I had a tear or two when I handed him his keys. After all, exactly. Yes. It was just like, man, after all of this. So that's the reward, to see somebody being able to get into their house, and as opposed to paying rent, which most times rent is more expensive now than paying a mortgage. So it's stories like that makes me wake up in the morning and feel excited to help people to accomplish this kind of goal.
That's wonderful. I love it. Okay, so we are really into growth at House Call Home Inspection, and so we do a lot of reading with our team. What is your favorite book? We always like to ask people that.
I gotta say, gosh, it's been so many years, but still, one of my top favorite books is struggling for the title of the book, but Purpose Driven Life.
Oh yes.
Purpose Driven Life.
Yes.
I have gone through that book, several times. Sometimes I go back to a chapter, sometimes I go back to just a paragraph, but I've always been motivated to live life, purpose-driven.
Yes.
You know, from a purpose-driven perspective. And so when that book came along, I was like, this is exactly, and obviously millions of people wanted that.
Yes.
You know, because, you know.
Well, there's so much truth in having something you're reaching for, having a goal. It drives you, and then have that purpose in life because it really keeps you moving each day. So I think that's a great book.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, what I would like to do is thank you for
sir.
the interview today, Arvind. You've been great.
Yes.
And I encourage anybody that would like us to interview them, reach out to Matt Bailing or Carrie Potter at House Call, and we would be happy to interview you and share your story. Okay.